Okay, Founders Field Notes, episode 4, I think. I don't know. 4, maybe 5. I don't know. It'll be in the top corner of the thumbnail. Okay, totally unscripted, totally unprepared. Just gonna give a 5 to 10 minute update on what is happening. More of the same, really. Just like a lot of problems right now. A lot of problems, and a lot of them related to money. Obviously, not the kinds of problems that I've not faced before, and not the kinds of problems which I can't sort out. But nonetheless, just headaches. So nothing's really changed since the last time I spoke to you, except for some of the marketing stuff. Like we've gotten some of that organised, building a better landing page and all this kind of stuff to streamline the process once the beta testing thing is ready to go. All of that kind of stuff. Working on like a TikTok campaign as well to reach some new people, some younger audience. Blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff happening, right? Nothing overly interesting. Here's the interesting part, or the bit that I think's more interesting, is like as a founder and a business owner, what are you going to do? Because so here's the issue I've had one person within Skyline basically go off the rails, and I had to fire them. That's now a legal battle. I've got customers who aren't paying, and then I've had another one of my best team members announce that he's leaving. And it's, and then trying to operate that business when the cash flow is getting hammered, right? Getting hammered because we're really feeling the effects of those customers that went out of business owing us money, right? So it's very, very tough. I'm hearing the same message from a lot of people in business in the UK at the moment. It's just hostile out there at the moment. And then you've got things like, I read this morning, like there's an increase going up, like congestion charges going up 20%. I'm like, cool, that's more costs. It's just, man, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to put too fine a point on it, but like the UK, the people that are running this country, they suck. They really do suck. I won't say more than that on it, but anyway. So what can I do about it is the issue. Managing stress. So let's talk about managing stress, because that's the most important thing. And that is definitely something that is top of mind for me at the moment, managing stress. How do you manage stress when you run 4 businesses? There's not enough money in the pot. Everyone wants money. People are being a nightmare. People are stealing from you, all sorts of stuff. How do you manage the stress? And I don't know if I've got a good answer for you, but here's the things that I'm doing. Number 1, trying to maintain as healthy a routine as possible. And when I talk about routine, I mean things like as simple as going to bed on time, so I'm not staying up. Because what happens is when you get stressed, you tend to try and find relief. You try and find shortcuts. Your mind tries to shortcut a good feeling. So I'm trying to, maintain routine, go to bed on time, get up on time. When I feel stressed, realize that this is just a situation that will be over at some point. Speak to other people that have been in similar situations, because you kind of realize that people who are successful or who have done some cool shit, they've been in these places before. They've been in worse places before. I've been in worse places. So routine. So I'm really being consistent with my routine. I'm going to be really consistent with my training and my diet as well. So eat, sleep, and train consistently. And I don't mean like I'm not hiding from the work in that stuff, but just understanding that those things are very much my anchors that help me manage stress. So I'm going to pay and I'm paying close attention to that stuff. Being really conscious of my negative talk when I say that, I mean in my head, because when I sit around my friends and stuff, I tend to be quite positive, but in my head, my inner dialogue is quite negative, or can be quite negative. So you know, being aware of that and hearing it when it comes up. So when there's these problems, and instantly inside in my head, I go like, oh, fucking hell, another problem. Typical. This is just my luck, blah, blah, blah. You know, like seeing that, hearing it and going, oh, fucking hell, look at what I'm doing. That's that like shit version of me. I need to stop and then be a little bit more like either just shut that voice up or put a positive spin on it, right? And then number 3, which is fluffy, but it works, is like gratitude, right? And when people talk about gratitude, they always do this thing. They're like, oh, be grateful for the sky, and like, no, I don't mean like that. Let's say I've got a bill, like a 20 grand bill at the end of the month, and I don't know where I'm going to get that money from. I like how I'll typically reframe it is something like, well, at least I have a company and a business and the skills to make that kind of money. Do you know what I mean? Like, and or I'll say, well, at least I'm healthy enough that I can, you know, overcome this obstacle. It would be a worse scenario if I wasn't well enough to overcome this. And then sometimes I'm just like, you know, it's not that bad. I live in a beautiful flat. I've got a car in my parking space. I've got fuel in my tank. I've got some food in my fridge. It's just not that bad. It feels real bad because I'm in the moment. But when you zoom out and you zoom out enough, you know, it just feels a bit better. So, so these are the 3 things that I'm focused on. But yeah, it's funny because you would think that running 4 businesses and trying to get a startup off the ground and all this kind of stuff is all about technical know-how and all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of work involved, but mostly it's about being very, very disciplined and maintaining a healthy mindset. And that is the hardest bit. And I think like a lot of people crumble when shit gets hard. And that's why people don't do this, because they don't have the tolerance for stress. And I've asked myself, do I have the tolerance for stress? And yes, I do. I'm getting better at it. So, but there are moments. There are moments. So that's what's going on. That's my honest behind the curtain snippet for today. I'm not going to go on today. I'm going to leave it with that little gem. I've been getting a load of footage together for Sunday's vlog. So I'm going to be talking about jiu-jitsu. And I'm going to be showing you some jiu-jitsu as well. You might see me get slaughtered. I'm going to leave it there. I've got more work to get on with. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. And I'll see you on Sunday. Peace.